Good morning, everybody. Jasper here. Woo! Windy today. Chilly morning. Every morning's chilly, but on those Sundays, the sun's been beautiful, and I think as high as the low 70s sometimes over this last week. However, as we talked before yesterday, excuse me. Rain is coming tonight, tomorrow, but right now looks like blue sky. Still a little early to tell. Just about dawn, before sunrise. Day 11. Ooh, March. Oh yeah, it's March. I think yesterday I messed up. I think today is March the 6th. It's Sunday. The plan today. We have a solid day ahead of us. Something over 14 miles to, I think it's called Wesser or Wesser, something like that, shelter. And if we do that, that will give us tomorrow somewhere around, maybe 6 miles to the knock. So that'll give us a nice a nice Nero into the knock tomorrow. Well, again, welcome to day 7. Yellow blaze. I've seen one back there too. I'm thinking this must be some kind of because there's the white blazes too for the Appalachian Trail, but that might be some kind of a club trail or local type of a trail marked with a yellow blaze, just so people know the difference. The trail this morning, well, we're starting a climb. We're climbing up to the wire bolt and the wire fire tower. So that would be the second fire tower so far on this hike. And you know what? So far, so good. We'll talk to you soon. Oh, look at that sunrise over the mountains with the cloud. Is that not beautiful? It's the first time, in 6 or 7 days, I guess, say this being day 7, that we've actually woken up to clouds on the horizon. It's been pretty much crystal clear until this point, which we know the rain is coming. But what a beautiful morning, beautiful sight as the sun approaches the horizon. Beautiful. Okay, let's get back to the trail. Very windy on Wire Bald. The map. You are here, and we're going to walk this mountain range over the next day and a half to the outdoor center up here. Wow. There's pit toilets to my right. Garbage container, which I am going to use to empty my garbage in. And then the fire tower just ahead of this paved trail. The lookout. Wow. Take a look from up here. Absolutely stunning. The view from Wire Bald. Amazing, guys. What an amazing place to be this morning. Wow. The Appalachian and Bartram trails. Both the Appalachian and the Bartram trails cross at Wire Bald, affording hikers a majestic view of the surrounding mountains. Well, now we know why we had a yellow blaze. Down here, the name Wire comes from the Cherokee Indian word Wah-ya, meaning wolf. Awesome. What great history right here. Wow. the actual tower itself, the fire tower, and the view that would be afforded from that fire tower. We know, I don't know if we'll be able to see inside here because it's going to get dark as we go in, but I'm sure many a through hiker has probably spent a night or two in here. The Appalachian Trail lays and the view from the Wirebald Fire Tower. Wow! Oh my goodness! Wow! You know something? You know something? I've had this feeling before. If you follow my channel on even a remotely regular basis, you'll know that that feeling for Jasper of being on top of the world on the Colorado Trail, well, that was a feeling that was a once in a lifetime feeling that returned every single day. Well, I just had that feeling again right here on the Appalachian Trail. And you know, when you're on a through hike, and of course the length, the time away, the time on trail affects how you're thinking, your thought patterns, and so on. And all through hiking, believe me, is 90% in your mind. It's mental. It's a mental game. It's a strategy. It's a plan. It's, although not too over-planned, having said that, it's very little physical, to be honest with you. Oh, sure. I mean, you have to be able to carry a pack and walk up and down some strenuous trails. I get that. But to stay the distance is 90% in your mind. And I talked to my wonderful trail angel girlfriend Joanne, and my kids. Although my kids live in Mexico, my youngest daughter, she has a home in Toronto, as you know, and she's there a lot too. But so the mental part of the mental game is being away from people essentially that you see every day, people that you care about, people that you enjoy talking to, or in some cases not. Either way, it's a mental game. But my point is, when you're out on a through hike like this, you know what? It's very difficult to be out here sometimes. Sometimes it's even more difficult to go home. If any of that makes any sense whatsoever. Because right now, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Okay, let's keep moseying down this trail before I get myself into any more trouble. Let's go. So we dropped down to a lower elevation. The wind is raging, but it's way, way above us. Treetops are swaying, and we're more sheltered down here, more comfortable. The sun's come out, breaks in the clouds, so that makes it a little more comfortable too. Looking at the long range, wow, well, as we know, the weather is changing to rain, and that in itself isn't that bad. Looking at the weather as we get closer to the Smoky Mountains, now that's going to change some for sure. Last week it was nice and mild through those Smokies. Would have been a great time to go through. This coming week, I think by, oh, I don't know, maybe Saturday, Friday, Saturday lows. I plan on, I should be entering the Smoky Mountains somewhere around Thursday, I think. Depending, it's hard to say exactly, but about Thursday. And the first 2 days don't seem too bad. Rain, but the temperatures aren't bad. But then the third day, the low is, I believe, in the single digits Fahrenheit, about -12, -13-ish Celsius. So that's got to be about, well, maybe around 10 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. And then the next morning, I think the long range is showing that as a -7 for Celsius. So, you know, not much warmer by any means, maybe, I don't know, 14, 15 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're going to have some cold temperatures. After that, it stays cold, but not quite as bad. They're talking the upper 20s for the lows. So I think if it takes me, say, 6 days to go through the Smokies, or say 6 or 7 days, the last 4 or 5 days are going to be damn cold for the low temperatures, that's for sure. But we're just going to have to deal with that when the time comes. Little sign here. Oh, prescribed fire area. Okay then. So yeah, a little bit of an update. I was checking the weather there again because I did have enough signal to get out with my kind of internet or my data to do a little weather checking. Okay, but day 11, it's going fine. Sun's shining right now. Probably the coldest morning we've had though. Still quite cold, but the wind, of course, is creating a wind chill factor. So, okay, let's just keep moving down this trail today. Just ahead, it looks like there's a shelter right on the trail. If that's what it is, looks like it. I haven't seen one right on the trail like this. Usually you go down a side trail to them. But yep, definitely a shelter. Let's go take a look. It's not the one we're staying at. Ours is still, oh, quite a ways down the trail. But hey, let's take a quick look and see what it's all about. Well, oh, hi guys.
How are you?
Good, thank you. Well, some hikers here taking a break. What's the name of this shelter, do you know?
This is Cold Spring Shelter.
Say again?
Cold Spring Shelter.
Cold Springs?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Up to the name.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, so Cold Spring Shelter, there you go. So that's the first one I've seen right on the trail that you walk right basically to. Usually, as I say, they're on a side trail. Another hiker in front of me. Chatted with that hiker earlier when I was taking a break, and I believe he's heading to the same shelter that I am, the Wesser shelter. Still quite a few miles to go though. Oh well, let's keep going. So I just checked on the map, and in 5.1 miles we shall reach yet another fire tower, so that would be our second for today. And at 5.8 miles we will reach the Wesser shelter, which is our planned home for the night. So we're doing fine. It's about 11:15 right now, so we should be at camp somewhere around, I don't know, could be 3 o'clock-ish. We're taking our time, let's say 3:30, which is fine. We don't need to rush today. Today's more of a strategic day. It is going to give us 14 plus miles, but it's also going to put us in a good location for entering the NOC tomorrow. Earlier enough in the day to get everything done and enjoy the rest, and get a bunk at the shelter. Okay, just one more amazing view. Just take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The trail, climbing, rocky, challenging. Just above, through the trees, we see the second fire tower of the day, and the third so far on trail, starting at Mount Albert. Oh yeah, trail has been challenging this last, oh good, well, a lot of the day, although we did have some good descents today, but we had a lot of hard climbs. Okay, let's go take a look at the fire tower. Ah, yeah, fire tower number 3, right here. Ah, how amazing is that? I don't know if I've got the energy to climb up there. We'll see. But let's take a look at the view. Promises to be amazing, I'm sure. Oh yeah. Great camping up here right there. Beautiful camp spot. Oh. Look at the views through those trees. Beautiful. And the same views again from on top of the fire tower. 360 degrees. Wow. All the way around. Awesome. So the end of day 11, we made it to, I believe it's called Wesser shelter. The shelter is way down at the bottom. Maybe you can see it down there in the GoPro, past the tents. There's quite a few tents here tonight. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's mine, of course, right there. 5, 6 tents anyhow right now, maybe more later. So it's been a good day. I haven't actually calculated the mileage today. It was 14 point something. And as you know, tomorrow we've got a little over 5, somewhere between 5 and 6 miles to do to get to the Knock, and that's where we'll be taking a Nero tomorrow at the Knock. So, update on the weather. After speaking to one of the other hikers down in the shelter, he told me that the cold front is coming through tomorrow afternoon sometime. Heavy thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, maybe tomorrow evening, but then clearing somewhat by Tuesday morning, so we should be good to get back on trail. So that's basically the plan. So, hey, there we go. I'll be stopping in rather the hostel or something like that tomorrow. I've just been speaking to a lady that has some accommodations there for $60 a night, so I might take one of those, but we'll see. Jasper here, end of day 11, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning. It's a very, very angry morning this morning. The wind is howling, the gray clouds, ominous building, moving rapidly over those mountaintops. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Jasper here. Welcome. Oh yeah, welcome to day 12 on the Appalachian Trail. Day 12 already. Wow, like where does the time go? I don't know. Although in the big picture of things, day 12, just a drop in the bucket, I guess. Now, just for a point of interest, we are a little over 5% of the hike completed already. Oh yeah, a little over 5% of the hike completed already. And we have an obstacle this morning, I guess a blowdown, small one, but it's there. So yeah, little over 5%, maybe 6%, something like that, of the hike completed. So that is a start. And before you know it, it'll be 10%, and 15%, and 20%, and so on. Hopefully. Yeah, so today, well, the cold front is coming, that's for sure. Although mild last night, the wind, even though it's strong this morning, it's mild. I'm wearing shorts. But the angry weather is definitely bearing down on us for sure. Temperature's going to plummet after severe thunderstorms come through this afternoon and this evening. And those temperatures are going to be quite cool. Especially, they'll progressively get cooler actually as more of the cold air piles in towards the weekend and so on, and over the weekend it's going to be bitterly cold apparently. So yeah, wow, take a look out there, guys. Awesome. Okay, we're climbing right now, so I'm going to put you guys away for a while. So after 11 full days on trail, today being number 12, some things I'm noticing about the Appalachian. Well, again, as I've said before, for my Canadian and Ontario subscribers and viewers, it's very, very much like the Bruce Trail, except there are no easy sections, period. There is no road walking, period, or there hasn't been up to now. And the terrain significantly harder, no doubt about that. But having said that, as you look around, you're in the mountains, but the terrain is, when I say the terrain, like the countryside, the forest, the leaves on the trail, the roots, the rocks, that's very reminiscent of the Bruce. And of course the Bruce was fashioned after the Appalachian Trail, hence the same symbols and the same markings and so on. Okay, but having said that, the amount of people that hike this trail through the hiking season is significant. There's a lot. I noticed yesterday a post on the Appalachian Trail Facebook page. I was number 472 12 days ago. Well, that would have been 11 days ago yesterday. And a lady that was going on trail that day was, I think, a couple of digits underneath a number 1,000. 998, something like that. And there's another 2,000 or 3,000 people behind her. March is a huge month for people coming out on trail. Originally we were going to start March the 8th, but when we saw the amount of people starting, we moved it to February the 24th. And there's still a lot of people right now. When I arrive at shelters, yesterday I was early in the day, there was already people in the shelter and tents set up. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4:30, all the campsites were full. And they're not very good like campsites or tent sites. They're very crooked, very rough. You're sleeping on an angle most of the time at the shelters. I have found the tenting areas better. Those are areas without shelters, known as tenting areas. I've actually found those to be a little better condition as far as the tents are concerned. No privy, no shelter there. So I actually prefer the tenting areas better than the shelters so far. But even at such an early stage, or early in the year, it's still a challenge getting a spot in the shelter or a tent site. So as the season progresses and more hikers come on trail, it would be virtually impossible. I don't know where they would all camp. Anyhow, just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay. I've seen this ridge many times on the YouTube videos with the straight down drop-offs on either side. Yeah, it's kind of interesting just to kind of be here now, following in the footsteps of the hikers that have gone down here before me and of the hikers that I've watched their videos. Yeah, there's a few kind of iconic spots that you come across, and places, you know, like Neil's Gap and Blood Mountain, and you know, all those places, and some of the iconic hostels. Hostel around the bend, we stayed there. But this particular ridge, seen it many times. It's often filmed, and it's being filmed again right now. But yeah, again, interesting to be here, to look down into the depths, the mountains, again, those hungry skies. But we've been getting some beautiful color in those skies, and hoo-wee, the descents down the rocks. I think I'm going to have to put you guys away so I can use my poles here. So this morning, being Monday, day 12, I think the 7th of March, it's actually got to be the warmest morning yet. It's not 9 o'clock yet, maybe 8:30, 8:45, and yet I'm in shorts and t-shirts, and sweating pretty good. And there's a beautiful breeze, which is nice. And it hasn't been challenging this morning, just ups and downs, but not particularly challenging. So yes, we're heading down to the Knock. We still haven't kind of figured out our accommodations yet. We have the gorgeous gardens option, cabin with 4 beds in it, 4 people sharing, or up to 4 people sharing, depending on how many check in. It's $60 a person. Access to showers, electricity, that kind of stuff in the lodge. Watch TV if you want, relax. Some frozen foods for sale for dinner, pizzas and things like that. She also, at that location, they have what they call the chicken coop, which is $45. Now that doesn't have heating or cooling, it's not insulated, and it has no electricity, but it has 4 bunks inside, and it's $45 a person, and I believe you still have access to everything that's at this particular location, such as the showers and the lodge and so on. Other options in town at the Knock, I believe. Now they don't start answering their phones till 9, and it's not 9 yet, so I can't confirm any of this, but very, very basic hostel with no facilities, $25. When I say no facilities, I still think you can get a shower, and I think somebody said, I read somewhere you can rent a towel for $3 or something. They have basic room, just a basic room, which is really just like a hostel bed, but it's just got 4 basic plywood walls around it, and that's $45. One of the guys, Bob, back at the camp, his wife had booked him one of those, as I mentioned yesterday. Then there's the cabins. Well, that would be the luxury accommodations. $179 regular, $120 for a through hiker. However, as many as 4 people can split that. I'm told it's 2 bedrooms, 2 beds in each room, hot tub, full kitchen, all this kind of thing. I'm only there for the night. If I was there for, say, 2 nights, taking a 0, trying to split that might be a handsome option. But if you split it between another hiker and yourself, it's $60 for the night. And I know some guys Muffet and Gazelle, and a couple of other guys have got one for the night, so it's only costing them, I think, what, 30 bucks a piece, plus tax, of course. So that's a good deal too, and you got those facilities. I know they're looking forward to the hot tub and the kitchen, that's for sure. So yeah, these are options as I understand them to be. Now, when you're on trail and a storm is forecast, you can be pretty much guaranteed the hikers that's north of you heading south, and the hikers in this case that's where I am or behind me heading north, are all going to be looking for accommodations tonight for those thunderstorms and cold front passage. So that is going to eat up a lot, if not all, of the accommodations that's available pretty damn quickly. So as soon as we get to the knock, we need to be making a decision on what we're going to try to do and be willing to put up with whatever we get. Okay, about 1.5 miles, I think, to the knock now, so we're doing just fine. Okay, let's keep going. Well, we made it to the knock. So far, so good. Right behind me here, there's a bunch of hikers kind of hanging out. The general store across the way, and that is the resupply, I believe, or outfitter store right there. Adventure Center, all those famous blue buses. Of course, the famous bridge across the river. The river itself looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? And then, of course, right here is the River's End restaurant. And oh, they're not open. They're not open. They don't do breakfast. Damn. Damn. They do not do breakfast. I had no idea they did not do breakfast. So maybe we'll take a look at the outfitters and then maybe the general store, and we'll see what happens from there. The Nook Outdoor Center, I guess bunk rooms. Base camp kitchen. It's a big kind of area with picnic tables, kitchen, and so on. And then Fink is accommodations. There's Kephart accommodations, where Bertram or Bartram accommodations. I'll take you and give you a quick tour down here. I just did my laundry, my shower towel, but where Bartram 4, and as you can see, yeah, a little bit of mess. This is my bunk, is the lower bunk, window, 2 plugs, upper bunk, and I'm sharing that with a young gentleman from Miami. We're splitting that, which is great. It helps us both. So yeah, I'm going to charge some battery power, get that charging and so on, and everything is good. We have a bunk for the night. You don't get any covers or a pillow. You have to use your own sleeping bag and so on. But as you can see, very, very basic kind of base camp outdoor center. It's the Nantahala Outdoor Center. In fact, here it is. So I guess it's Nantahala Outdoor Center, Knock. Yeah, laundry drying. Hopefully, it's going to rain. I know it's going to rain, but we'll get as much dried as we can because I'll need those clothes tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get some battery power charging. So this particular facility, the outdoor center, is really quite amazing. It's a big facility, all based on a river. You know, I just can't tell you the name of the river right now. Wish I could. Anyhow, it's all about the great outdoors. In the summer months, I guess spring, summer, and fall, they got a lot of young people here, colleges, high schools, and just schools in general, educational systems in general. They come here, plus groups, kayaking, and so on. Groups. They have a lot of these blue type buses, school bus type things, and I believe they're used just to shuttle people to and from, groups to and from this facility in the summertime. Tennis courts ahead of us. It's pretty amazing. Anyhow, I'm just going to take a walk around and have a look. Maybe go look around at the outfitters and things like that and see what's going on. Relax. I've had a good shower, shave, got my laundry all washed in the shower. I think this is like the service area where the people that work here kind of, you know, the workshops and so on. Picnic areas, lots of picnic areas with picnic tables. And as I say, tennis courts down below. It's really quite an interesting facility, and it's quite large. Okay, let's go take a look, see. Trail of Tears, historic route. Wow, that's interesting. The river, the restaurant, wow, and a very, very big Muskoka chair. And over the bridge we go, the famous walkway, which is part of the Appalachian Trail. We are on the Appalachian Trail as we speak, right now. The famous whitewater rafting river. Right there is the Outfitters. We're going to go take a look-see in there again. And the general store across the way. And as I mentioned, the restaurant here. Okay.